Stellar Blade is one of my most anticipated releases of 2024, bringing the heat with swords, biblically accurate angels, and more booty than a pirate's treasure. This is every detail about Stellar Blade that's been officially confirmed by the developers so far. In case you haven't heard, this is an upcoming PS5 exclusive releasing on April 26th. So a thumbs up on the video would really go a long way if you like what I do. And if you're new, consider subscribing for more videos. Do it. V compiled all the information that's been officially confirmed by himself, and a few other I'm aiming to create the best Stellar Blade content on YouTube. Let's get right into the info. The most recent news we got about this game is actually the rating. If you expected anything less than 18+, I don't know what to tell you. Stellar Blade just got hit with the 18+ rating in Korea for excessive violence and nudity, so we can probably expect the same from both PEGI and the ESRB. I guess in ESRB's case, it'll be rated M17+, but yeah, adult eyes only. Since the aesthetics of the main character is a really big part of the appeal of this game, the director Kim Young-tae talked about the different customization options that are available, and he says there's about 30 different outfits available in the game, and they're all acquirable through gameplay. So you can explore, go on a quest, or go to the in-game shop to purchase them. You can enjoy that collecting element of the game. Also, by going on quests, you get to unlock hairstyles so you can customize different looks, and there's gonna be other accessories like earrings and glasses, but the important part is that these are all acquirable in-game without any additional purchases. Really drilling home that fact that there's no DLC, no battle pass, no microtransactions. Simple. They could easily package some of these cosmetics as paid DLC, and they would probably sell, but we're getting all the cosmetics included with the game. In fact, we've seen a good chunk of these outfits from the trailers, like the yellow leotard and the iconic bunny suit. Counting them up, we haven't even seen half the outfits yet, so collecting them all will be a mission in and of itself. We've also seen a good chunk of the combat from the trailers. It could be compared to games like Devil May Cry or Nier, and Kim was asked what makes Stellar Blade unique compared to other games when it comes to combat, and he starts with battles occur with an attractive female protagonist who uses a blade. I'm not kidding. That's the first thing he starts with. We put practically everything you can do with a blade into the game. You get to use different combos and skills, but that doesn't mean you can just thoughtlessly use instead. You need to learn the patterns of the monsters and think about how you wanna attack. It's a bit of a back and forth between you and the enemies. In addition to melee combat, there's third-person shooter mode where you get to experience ranged combat, and you also get to use items. So it's blade-centric, but you'll experience all different kinds of action throughout. So we've learned Blaster stands from Calquestus is what I'm getting. I like it. Kim talks a bit about the music too. The music is an important element in the game that really portrays the worldview of Stellar Blade. We have about 100 tracks on the soundtrack, and most songs have a kind of chorus or some kind of human voice in them, some kind of vocalization. Around 60% of the songs were created in-house, while the other 40% were created by a sound studio called Manaka, led by composer Kichi Okabe. Okabe-san was the composer of Nier. So add that to the list of similarities this game has to the Nier franchise. That's actually really cool. We also learned that the game will be available in 22 different languages with 9 voiceover dubbings. One piece of unfortunate news is that the Japanese voice acting will be limited to just the Japanese release of the game. A bit of a bummer for those like me who enjoy Japanese. When I watch animes, I always prefer the sub over the dub, but at least here in the States, we can still get the original Korean voice. Kim also confirmed that, yes, the character Eve is indeed based on Korean model Xin Jae-yoon. The team was really looking deal body, which was why they decided to go with her. Xin Jae-yoon's body was directly scanned into the game, while the face for Eve was created in-house. But I guess there were some who didn't think the model actually existed, but there you go. She is in fact a real human being. Shout out to her for her contributions. The development studio Shift Up also has a mobile gacha game called Goddess of Victory Nikki, and Kim was asked whether there was room for a potential tie-in with that game, to which he said yes, of course. If that's what the users want, then we can do anything that will please them. He also mentioned we'll work hard to come up with more attractive, diverse gaming content, really drilling home that idea that the pretty women are here to stay. And for that, we thank you. There have also been some questions about whether this game will be open world or not. In a recent PlayStation blog post, Kim revealed that the game will be semi-open. The main city, Zion, sounds like it'll be sort of our base of operations, and it's gonna be connected to 2 semi-open world environments, the Great Desert and the Wasteland. He says there's gonna be plenty to explore in these places, and the way it's being described is that they all connect to one, which kind of explains the semi-open nature. Kim also estimates that the game will take players roughly 25 hours to complete the main story. Although he also said completionists can almost double that time, anywhere between 30-50 hours for a 1% run, so there is plenty of game in there. Most people have heard it at this point, but it's still worth covering again, where the devs talk about the extra attention and detail that went into Eve's back, since that's what the player is gonna be looking at most of the time. I tease here that Kim talks about some cultural shifts and differences that are happening in gaming, and how the design for Eve, quote, has become somewhat of a brave thing to be going for, and the minor, but vocal backlash to Eve design definitely proved that. He goes on to say, I personally think that compared to movies and manga, and so on, people are especially strict towards games. In games, there's all the views that people have, which are not always positive, about unrealistically beautiful characters. And this is the part that most people have heard. Honestly, when I play a game, I would like to see someone who is better looking than myself. That's what I want. I don't want to see something normal. I want to see something more ideal. I think that's very important in a form of entertainment. This is, after all, entertainment targeted for adults.